Welcome back to your E1, Day 2 of your E1 2025 NXL. We're about to watch Nasty take on WOLFPACK. Both these teams are tied up 1-1. I say tied up, meaning the record is both 1-1. This is a crucial match for both teams. Nasty immediately into the snake. Not an easy proposition, but they pull it off. WOLFPACK stopped that mini Dorito in the back snake corner, and they're going to lose their first. They're going to lose their first player off the back line. They're going to lose two players. Things are falling apart quick for WOLFPACK here. WOLFPACK does get into the snake at least, making better progress. WOLFPACK countering immediately up to snake 3 themselves. WOLFPACK middle player there at that stand-up wedge. He's in trouble. He doesn't know it. He knows it now because he's going to take a walk. At the same time, both his backline players are going to get yanked by a penalty. That leaves really just his snake brick. That's number 3 for WOLFPACK. He's got to pull off a miracle here. He does have the element of surprise. If he looks over the Dorito right now, he might get a free kill. There's a push up the Dorito side by WOLFPACK, and they don't know it. Yeah. Nice game by WOLFPACK. Honestly, a penalty on the back line of Nasty is what really gutted them that game. So this play up the middle, and that's what Nasty attempted. This play up the middle to these, we're calling standing wedges, they can yield you a lot of benefits in terms of defense and attack, but they are also a risky proposition to take. Well, I am fortunate enough to be joined in the booth by John from Wildside Distortion. John, you want to take a moment to introduce yourself?
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in. My name is John Eckerd, and this year we are locked in with Wildside Distortion out here at the first Tampa event. Giving it a go. So far, so good. 3-1 on the day. We are watching Nasty play in the split deck, and that's our last match of the prelims, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, you got Jesters on your left, Clutch City Oilers on your right. Jesters coming in 2-0. Clutch City coming in 0-2 so far in the weekend.
Yeah, I thought the Jesters have played halfway well so far.
Did you just say halfway well?
That's good.
That's shade being thrown.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's a compliment.
I'm kidding. All right, looks like 5 alive for both teams. Relatively conservative breakout for Jesters. Jesters do go to this stand-up snake tower. This snake tower is so critical. It's a take on every breakout, and there's multiple jobs you can do out of it. You can also use it as just a waypoint before you move up to the 50s. It would be the star bunker of this field if I could give one.
I would have to agree. Looks pretty evenly matched so far positionally. I think Jesters have 2 in the back center still getting checked right now.
Clutch starting to make their pushes sideways from that home. There we go. We are into the snake now for Jesters. Unfortunately, they lose one of their players from that mini temple on the back line, Dorito side.
I think a wide fill out for the Oilers in the corner to try to match some of the ground took by the Jesters here as he slowly makes his way into the 50 snake.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Oilers, their snake tower is not looking down into the snake. That's allowing number 17 to slide up. He's going to hunt for kills over there on that Dorito side.
The first Dorito now has a bounce shot into the 50 snake if he knows about it.
Oilers are going to lose their snake player.
He should want to shoot their snake. He's shooting it now. And the Jesters player is hiding from that bounce shot from the Dorito side, 100. First Dorito, D1. I think it's very tight once they know you're in there, especially when they have a tower and that first Dorito.
Yeah, if there's anything I would say is just don't get overambitious and get clipped out. If 100%. The worst thing you do is sit there and you have 3 guns blasting away at you, it means some of your teammates are free to do whatever they want.
Correct.
There's a drop back by Oilers to that mini temple. Number 17 is not aware of it. He's in danger right now. He's standing tall over that brick. Bad. There it is. Missed that drop back. Good work by Clutch City Oilers.
Yeah, very heads-up play.
Jesters now stuck in a little bit of a pocket, both mini temples and that snake tower. Now they're starting to spread it wide up to D2. They're going to bypass D2 right to D50. That was a hell of a run from the back line mini temple. So Jesters lose their snake player. They immediately reapply a threat, but this time from the Dorito side.
Oh, and the D1 takes it for the Oilers. It might just be one body left for them on the snake side. Oh, it does look like they are looking at a Dorito still. The Jesters, that is.
Jesters going to lose their Dorito player.
Should be a 2-on-2 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Jesters are stuck kind of in the middle of the field. They got the snake mini temple, or the snake insert, and the snake tower.
Yes, I would say the field position goes to the Oilers here. But Jesters still being in that tower, they can pick and choose what side of the field they want to lock down.
Yeah, tower has one way it can go, and that's forward from this position, but he doesn't have much chance to go sideways or backwards. Now
Oilers take the Dorito 3.
There you go. This is a risky wraparound by the Jesters. He doesn't have any choice at that tower. If his tower mirror can get his gun up, he's dead. Well, he drops back. Now he's asking for a check. And there it is. Oh, they do take an on. So we're 1-on-1.
Nice.
So we got the D3 sliding inwards for the Oilers. It's really easy to get lost in that middle of the field. There's so much vision blockage. Yeah, look at the eyes scanning for the Jester player. He's not sure. Now he found him.
The Oilers player, depending how far down the field he gets on the Jester side, will be looking into the sun if he starts to spin this.
That's a good point. Now the Jester player, knowing where he is, feels more confident to start moving forward.
I think I lost him myself. I see him on the screen.
Jester's going to lose this one. Great comeback point by the Oilers.
Nice.
You're about 5 seconds away from hearing the Oiler pit explode. There you go. I take it back. Oiler pit for a very state on this one. They seem less impressed than I am.
No, I would be pleased if I was the Oilers in that situation. That's how you pull it back.
They're just like another day at the office.
Would you say that tower has been utilized pretty much throughout the divisions as you've been watching this weekend?
The worst part, not even just it's been used so much. The worst part about that tower is if you're a coach, there's too many things it can do. And you have to pick one and then unfortunately abandon another. So I believe, I look at these field layouts, and I believe that there's usually problems and solutions given. Obviously, the snake is a problem on this field. So the solution given on this layout is, okay, we're going to give you a tower that can shoot down into the snake. It's not a perfect counter, but it's pretty good at controlling that snake movement. There's a couple breaks in the lanes that you have to move up as a snake player, and that tower can shoot down into it. But then it feels like the meta, and I don't know what else to call it than the meta. The meta changes over the course of the weekend, and within about halfway through the day, the tower was starting to be used to try to lock down the Dorito side. It has a great shot between, I think, 2 and 3. So now as a coach, you're like, damn, I wish I could put 2 players there because there's 2 great jobs you can do from it.
I agree. That is the give and take, if you will.
And then the third job is you use it as a highway, as a stopping point to move up into that middle standing wedge cluster. All right, Wolfpack player in the back at home is going to check himself. He's clean. First kill goes to Wolfpack, though. Nasty down a body.
5-on-4. Wolfpack takes the snake. And perhaps another kill from Nasty.
So 5-on-3 advantage Wolfpack. Wolfpack flying up that Dorito side to the 50. Wow, that was a quick collapse for Nasty.
Yep. Dominant point.
Very dominant point. Wolfpack is pretty pleased with themselves. I don't blame them.
There we go. I didn't see much energy out of Wolfpack yesterday. Very used to them bringing the loudness and the roars. It's good to see that.
I think they got it. All right, well, tell me a little bit about Wild Side Distortion.
Yeah, this is our first year kind of with this new group. I wouldn't call it a rebuild per se, but definitely a new group altogether. We merged with about 5 or 6 of them and 5 or 6 of the Blast Camp players that remained. So yeah, become Wildside Distortion, paired up with Wildside out of Rockford, Illinois, and that's going to be our stomping grounds this year. Practice on the weekends, get better, shoot some cones, shoot each other, all that good stuff.
Does that mean some travel for practices for a bunch of you?
Yep, travel and all that good stuff. We were in California last weekend playing Aftermath. Gave us some very good looks, and I felt prepared after that weekend with them. It was good, to get a full scrimmage against a pro team, being semi-pro. Couldn't be more thankful for that.
Well, so far it's working for you guys. You guys are 3-0 on the weekend.
So far, so good.
All right, Clutch City Oilers on your left. They're looking for to put another point on the board. Jesters down by 1 point.
Both teams back up to that tower, playing heads up, holding that snake gap. It is just a matter of time till that lane drops or the player just gets held up. That's kind of been the deciding factor on the snake side here.
Oilers lose number one Boyd, though, so they're down to 4 bodies, 4 and 5.
Familiar situation for the Oilers if you base it off that last point.
Yeah. You're saying their plan is to get this to a one-on-one and just put it that way?
It worked for them the last time.
Great plan. So Oilers don't have a snake presence, and based on the body language of their their mini temple, their snake insert, I don't see them looking to get into that snake right away. He's locked into the cross-up. They're playing a bit defensively. They're only down by a body. I wouldn't give up on offense quite yet. Good news is no snake presence yet for the Jesters.
No, and here I don't know necessarily who's stopping the Oilers 100. They have the tower and the snake side Aztec and the home all looking snake side. Really, it should be just a heads-up, quick gunfight to get into that next Dorito and probably take the 50 without either of those 2 snake bunkers looking at you.
So, some of these Dorito bumps are the tiniest window for them to shoot you.
If you get low, if you play it high, it's a whole different side of the field than if you play it low.
It doesn't help you being, 6'2", 3?
6'5", I believe.
Oh, good Lord.
I put 6'6" on my driver's license.
I'm going to need you to squat down when the camera comes back to us.
Right.
Okay? Yeah, so the chain of Doritos, I think, can be moved up pretty easily. Like you said, play low, just scamper. But there's not a lot of killing to be done for most of those Doritos until you get to the 50.
I agree. But equal to the snake side, once you're in that 50, it will pull guns to, in turn, open up the snake side in this situation.
To quote Aladdin, it's a whole new world. Yeah, there's a big prize at the end of that Dorito runway, and that's you get to that 50, and then it's just kill city.
Yep, well said.
All right, Oilers at the D2, D1. They got the snake tower and the snake insert. Seem to be just playing lockdown ball. I'm not seeing any attempt to get into this snake. They're threatening over there on the Dorito side, but just needs to make that last jump. Are they doubling up D2? No, they're not, because I think they're going to lose. Yeah, they're going to lose their D2.
Yep. Which appears to be the home getting that kill for the Jesters. It looks like he switched his gun once they got alerted the Oilers were in the Dorito too.
So pretty alert play by the Oiler D1, because he instantly, as soon as he saw his teammate dying, he was in that bunker. He didn't give Jesters a chance to reconsider that bunker would be empty. It's just instant fill.
I agree. There's not much of a heads up hold on that D side. You're better off once you're stacked up in those Doritos. You're better off just taking that ground one after another.
Oh, we're gonna lose that tower. Yeah, for Oilers. They're down to just 2 bodies alive.
Just under 7 minutes in the game.
Jesters getting real aggressive now. Bodies flying up the field. Why not? There's only that Dorito left. And that Dorito's going to take a walk from what I believe is a bunkering.
Nice. It looks like we have ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, we're going to be tied up 1-1 with, I'm going to guess, about 6.5 by the time they hit the buzzer. All right, there we go. Clean points. We got a game tied up 1-1, about 6 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock.
Very nice. Nasty being our Nets match, so I appreciate you having me up here for this one.
Well, this is a scouting trip for you.
Oh, yeah. 2 birds, 1 stone here.
Nice.
I believe one of Nasty's players went to NRG this offseason, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, still 13 minutes on this Wolfpack game. Still tons of time for Nasty to start to get themselves into this ball game. I believe Nasty has one player from the ML Kings, Mingo, if I'm not mistaken.
10 seconds.
I believe Kenny Frank played pro back in the day, solid Dorito player. So potential early start for Nasty.
There's been some real close, what looks like false starts this weekend.
No good. And the Dorito Aztec, the insert bunker, takes the walk too.
This is not what Nasty needed. They're down by 2 points.
Quick play from WOLFPACK on the D side, one walking off. Potential 3-on-4, unless you got the Nasty player leaving it just a 2-on-4. I'm not positive. WOLFPACK about to hop into this 50 snake. It's in the snake 4, if you will.
It's just this snake tower for Nasty trying to stop that from happening. Haley Bale.
Nasty does take some ground to try to stop the bleeding.
Unfortunately, some of that ground is this mini Dorito in the corner, which is just
not ideal.
I call it Bunker Muerto, the bunker of death. It's just an awful place to live. Oh, there it is. I mean, as a player, your instinct is spread wide. You know, we're losing bodies, spread it wide. But then you get to this mini Dorito, and you're like, what the hell did I just do? It never
That is a real
out.
feeling, a very real feeling. Yeah, tough breakout there for Nasty. The body leaving early, and then the home delayer into the Dorito Aztec taking the walk as well.
So here's a play that I expected to see this weekend, and I'm not seeing. The straight run from home to get into the snake, you know, just a straight beeline run, I think is not great because there's a nice fat lane that you're going to have to go through. Now that said, so few teams are doing the straight line run into the snake. Maybe you can do it and get away with it because nobody's bothering to lane it. But here's what I thought I was going to see. What I thought I was going to see is players running out to this baby Dorito in the corner, oversliding it by about 3 or 4 feet, and then crawling
right around,
crawling up under the shadow of this mini brick. It looks like a safe play. I've seen it at other events done, you know, in other layouts, and I'm not seeing it so far.
I do think that's there. It's really just getting a read on that tower. If that tower on the snake side shooting Dorito side, it opens up a lot for the snake, and vice versa. It opens up a lot for the D side if he's looking snake way. Kind of like you said, it's a great bunker if you could put 2 people in it to do the job. But yeah, it takes scouting and just capitalizing with comms on the field to make that read on which way that tower's looking. Could do a lot of damage based off that.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a good point, John. If you can get eyes on that tower and see where they're looking, it utterly changes how you're going to attack this field.
Yeah, I mean, you get the breakout from the coach, and then past that, it's working with your teammates on the field. Communication and reps and practice to get that teamwork down makes a difference.
All right,
5 alive for Jesters.
Yep. Still doubled up at home.
Oilers as well.
Again, I'm looking at where guns are pointed. I feel like the Oilers are better prepped to get into the snake. Jesters seem more interested in just holding.
I agree. Dorito 3 is taken for the Jesters here. So I do think they're in the Dorito 2 for the Oilers. The Oilers take a walk. One player should be a 5-on-4 for the Jesters.
No, unfortunately, 5-on-3. Oilers have lost 2 players now. With the 6-minute mark, so players don't have to think about the clock quite yet. Oh, Oilers going to lose their snake tower. Things just went from bad to worse. Jester's starting to probe up the middle, and there it is. Oilers going to towel out of that one, try to save the clock. Still tons of time.
Definitely. Yeah. Just down by 1.
All right, for Nasty, your backs are up against the wall. Well, if you're the coach of Nasty, what are you doing here?
I would first tell them to look at the clock. There's still plenty of time.
Yep.
I would chalk those first 3 points up to whatever it might be. I believe the last one was an early start from the box. Just get it out of your heads. 12 minutes left to play. I would probably go safe breakout with the time that we have still. 5 guns up, ideally. Try to get the kill. Just try to communicate, connect on the field, and then work together from there to just put it together. I see a lot of teams, it gets 5 alive. The team that dies first isn't necessarily losing the point, but you don't need to force the first death. You know, if you could give yourself some time to be alive, the opportunity will come. That's something I try to remind myself of a lot. Is that if it's not working now, it will work later. You know, you just got to be alive to have that opportunity happen.
You know, you mentioned the first death. It reminds me of something I've been seeing. There's a real big tell between the real veteran, the best teams, and the teams that are still a little bit shaky, and that is when they lose their first body, when they go down 4-5.
I've noticed that myself.
You can see the team that lost a body, sometimes they go immediately, you can see every player go defensive. And then the really good veteran teams go, okay, we lost a player. We'll still keep pushing. I'll find a way to get to that Dorito. I'll find a way to push that snake. Where the teams that are maybe not quite as good, you can just see the body language where the 4 remaining players go, okay, crap, we gotta lock it down, and they just kind of give up on pushing. And none of these fields, I've yet to see a layout where defense wins championships.
Right,
it just doesn't work.
And I would say on this field, other than the back center, really, I mean, it's not the worst bunker ever, but if you get a kill out of anywhere else, there's probably a hole opened up for somebody on the other side of the field to take an advantage on. It's just, being on the same page as a team and really understanding that all together.
All right, here we are. Wolfpack up by 3. It's a lot of time to try to kill, so they certainly can't go into clock kill mode yet. Wolfpack up to that snake tower. Wow, aggressive breakout by Nasty. They're up to the 50 in the standing wedge. They do lose a player, though. So 4-4. They're going to lose their tower for Wolfpack. Nasty has an opportunity here. Another body down. Just 2 players left alive for Wolfpack, both bunched up in the middle back. Now they lost their home. This is falling apart fast for Wolfpack.
This guy doesn't know he's there. Oh, close.
That was a little bit dangerous for the Nasty player.
God only, says the player in the 50 snake for Nasty. That's good communication. If you can connect that across to the Dorito player who's still in Dorito 1, he could get down the field and really end this point. And the Wolfpack player gets hit in the hand. It's good for Nasty. They needed that.
Yeah, 1-3 is a far more palatable score than 0-3 or certainly 0-4. So that was a huge pickup for Nasty. That gives them some hope in this match, and there's plenty of time.
I agree. Just about a 60-second point, maybe a little more.
So this is a completely unsolicited tip for players that are way, way better than me. But the other thing I'd like to see when it's like you've got 3-on-1, not just call them out that it's 1. Like you heard him say, the snake player here say, God only, which is great. Also, communicate which way he's looking.
Yes, 100%.
Say, God's looking at me. God's looking at Dorito side. Do it, whatever. And that allows your, let's say, Dorito player to feel confident when he can make his bounces and finish it out.
I think you're qualified to say that. I think that's very good information.
I'm not qualified for much.
I mean, you have a front row view all day, all weekend long, should I say?
Yeah, that's why I do this. It's just for the.
Think you know something.
It's best view in the house. So I bring this up occasionally. I'll say this again. I'll give you a hint as a commentator. There are times where you want to criticize players. Oh, that was a bad choice. You did the wrong thing. You did the wrong. But you as a player know this. Sitting here in the booth watching the game, you have wildly more information than the players on the field.
Agreed.
When your head's down in a bunker with 3 guns banging away at it or whatever, you have so little information. You don't know exactly who they are. You don't know what's going on. So sitting here as a commentator, sometimes you have to realize that the players, or as a viewer, if you're watching this at home, please, at times when you're like, oh, that was a dumb move by that player, know that player has a fraction of the information you do watching this webcast.
It's like watching your favorite football team. Everyone's a better coach at home than the coach on the field, you know?
Every general manager should be fired.
Yeah. At least that's from Chicago. That's how it's been going.
It's been a rough run for the Bears. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
New coach?
Yep, new coach. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
Just like last year.
You guys picked up a free agent defensive lineman, too, didn't you?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1-2. 5 minutes of ball.
Clutch City Oilers walking in the open from the home up the middle. Now they're doubling up this tower. Even his teammates like, what are you doing here with me?
No, look at that. We got it. As they lose 1. And not ideal, but it could be worse considering Oilers still have that snake lane controlled.
Fluffy taking a walk for the Oilers. The Oilers double up at the tower. They need to get out of that double up. He needs to move up.
I agree. And I think the home might want to start working his way over here and taking over that snake roll. It looks like he's looking for it.
Yep. There it is. Good call.
I like it.
Nostradamus over here.
Still dominant on that snake lane from the tower. I believe their Aztec is looking for the snake move as well, try to match some of that. And the beauty of this snake, granted you can't really see the other snake player in there, but if you match him in the snake, and you need to take that tower away to do something else, just the mindset of them being in the snake with you will naturally tend to slow down the opposing player in there.
You got to get cautious. Again, it's that information thing. You don't know if he's already at the brick waiting to blow your cap off. Oh.
Potential bounce. He checks it. Refs are going to let it play on.
Give credit to the Oilers. They got 2 live players here in this
down.
tower for like a full minute. There you go. Slide back to the snake.
It looks like we could have a potential snake battle going down.
Oilers do pick up on that entry into the snake. They know he's there.
Back center player for Jesters communicating well, seems to know what's going on.
Fortunately, the Dorito player for Oilers taking a walk that may have come from the snake.
You look good, buddy.
Oh,
unfortunate.
Knee hit.
Oh, as they lose the tower. I don't know if the Oilers know that they're in the 50 snake.
That tower is unaware of the presence of the snake. He still doesn't know. There it is. There's the kill.
No, I believe all that had to happen was when the Jesters engaged with the player in the Aztec, all he had to do was tell his tower that he's there, and then he just plays that much tighter, the mental note of it.
He did not do that, and that let Bispo jump over the top and just blow up that tower.
Or it generates a kill. The Aztec says, hey, he's rapping on me. The tower might be able to look and get him in the head, get him in the opera, whatever it might be. Run the highway. Tons of options. You really have to rely on your teammates when you are out there. Yeah. No information is bad information.
Yeah. All right, that was an interesting point. That was fun.
Yeah, no, it's both these matches are not bad so far. Especially if Nasty gets another one, we have a ball game in both.
Yeah, again, plenty of time on the clock. That's 11 minutes. That's a lifetime in this sport.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I've said this a few times so far this weekend. I still can't tell you the minimum time to win on this field. We have yet to see some crazy last-second, freight train rush through the middle, resulting in a 17-second, point. We haven't seen it yet. It's going to come. It always does.
Without a doubt. I'm fairly positive that most teams have one of those plays, if not a couple, in their back pocket ready to be used, practice and whatnot. But, yeah, it's always exciting to watch.
Nasty 5 alive so far. Oh, no, I take it back 4 alive. They're going to lose one of the Dorito side back line.
I believe that's Kenny having a little bit of a rough time floating / getting out to that Aztec.
Nasty into the snake. He's going to get a check, though.
We are in the 50 tower on the snake side for Wolfpack. He knows they're in the snake. The snake player does not. In the hopper.
Yeah, there's
heads up play by the Wolfpack player. I believe that's Kyle. Nasty 3 alive.
Run through here. I think it's going to be at least 1 kill. That's enough.
Nice. The Dorito could not turn his gun quick enough to save his tower, but caught him right after. Good play. Way to get the snake kill, get another kill, get off the field, and leave your team in an up body advantage.
In up body advantage, let's say 5-on-4 is nice. 3-on-4 or 4-on-3 is even better. 3-on-2 is even better. This, it just gets worse. So that's a trade I do all day. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I like that. Very good play. Wolfpack still in the back center. I can't tell who else they have on the snake side.
Nasty now moving up to that D2. We have no snake presence for Wolfpack at the moment.
It looks like this snake player was containing the Doritos, but he might want to get in the snake and start to flip this field.
We might be looking at a 2-on-2. I'm not seeing another Wolfpack active right now. I think we might have missed a body walking off the field.
Yeah, Wolfpack first to make the snake in this 2-on-2.
So Wolfpack in the snake. They're at home. And 50. I'm sorry. And they just lost their 50. So now we're at a 2-on-2.
I believe they traded on the D side to make it a 1-on-2.
You're right.
I believe this is Mingo in the snake.
Does he know that? I'm fine with this. Go push the matter. Oh! Well, then why you keep playing? He's screaming, he shot me, and then you keep playing.
He might have lost the Wolfpack player in the center 50.
Kappas needs to pick a story.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's going to blow him up.
Wolfpack player looks up in the sky in frustration. Fortunate series of events there.
I think Kappas is going to close this out. I don't believe there's any players left for Wolfpack.
I think he's going to scan the field and slowly make his way down there.
It's really sketchy when you're like the last one and you don't know. He has no idea. There could be 1, 2 Wolfpack players left by. He has no idea.
You don't want to be that guy that messes that up.
Yeah, I always talk about landmines. You just feel like a step forward right now, and you're definitely going to step on a landmine.
Well said.
All right, shout out to the acting school that Kappas went to on that pleading for a penalty. He's like, he shot me after hit. Well, why aren't you calling yourself out? I got better. Okay. Well, Kappas is down to 2 pods, so if he keeps dumping paint, he's going to be forced to run and hit the buzzer.
I think he's about to realize.
Oh, also, shout out to Kappas for wearing the sock hat.
Old school, yes.
Yeah, love it.
Nice and nasty.
There you go.
Honestly, that's not the worst thing ever. There's still, I think there was roughly 11 minutes to start this point. Burn some clock, and you still have literally 7 minutes of ball to be played.
Yeah, that's a ton of time. They're going to
Yeah.
be good 2 and 3. Uh-oh. Oh, no, the refs are calling in for another check. Kappas is pleading his case. That may mean they already found a hit. In red and black and white, you see the head ref on the field. That's Jason.
Up, down from the ladder. Something must be going on.
What's the call? Jason is having a real heart-to-heart with Kappas. He's like, it hurts me just as much as it hurts you to call you out. He's got a red flag in his hands, which is not good. We still don't know the call.
No flag thrown in the air.
No, Kappas doesn't look angry either. He looks
Runs
happy.
off with some energy, yes.
I don't know what Jason was telling him. That was like a full 30 seconds of Jason giving him, what, stock advice? Or styling tips?
Yeah, I like your sock hat.
Yeah, right? You take $20 for it, I'll give you 30.
10 seconds.
All right, well, we're going to jump back over to the Clutch City Oilers versus JESTERS game. We'll figure out the resolution of that in a minute.
A little less time left in this one, 3:47.
Yeah, Oilers got to go.
JESTERS fairly dominant on their guns. I couldn't tell if that first Dorito ran out with his gun up, but if he did, that's 5 guns up off the break, which is good to see. Increases your odds.
Looks like we're 5 alive for both sides. JESTERS making the first move up to that D2.
All right, so the Oilers don't necessarily need to force anything yet, but this first kill is big, especially out that back center. That guy's been living for the JESTERS pretty much this whole match. And the Dorito side Aztec takes a walk. This is big for the Oilers.
Gets in the window.
The Oilers get checked in the tower.
Oilers are going to lose their mini temple, their best chance to get into the snake. They do push up on that Dorito side now into D3. Now into the D50.
The JESTERS once again still being able to hold down the snake lane while in the tower, even when losing bodies.
This snake tower is he's in risk because of that D50 being hot right now.
Yes.
I think he knows it now.
Very uncomfortable position if you were in that tower right now, especially if this player for the Oilers takes a snake, which it looks like he's going to now.
I think if you're in that tower, the answer is move forward. That's your best way to survive against that.
I mean, if he takes this, we call it the lightning, the wedge on the snake side. He has the head of the player on this for the Oilers on their side of the field.
There you go. To everybody listening on the webcast, the code word lightning is for the
Thunder's the Dorito side one, if anyone's wondering.
You're giving away all your team secrets. What's
That's
going
just
on,
a bunker
John?
call. The one in the back we call back center.
Your team is going to murder you when you get back to them.
I hope not.
Yeah, number 23 for JESTERS is just getting as small as possible and trying to live behind his gun right now. The window for making that move forward to try to save his skin is gone. He's going to get blown up in the back now.
It's good to see a tall player such as myself and number 11 here for the Oilers get in the 50 snake and down the field.
You're so biased towards tall
Always
players.
good to see. I have a soft spot for him. Not many of us out here.
You wouldn't believe what my other sport is. I probably play more than paintball is.
What's that?
It's volleyball.
Really?
Yeah.
Never my strong suit, believe it or not.
Middle-aged, overweight, 5'10". Yeah, volleyball is the sport I pick. I play that probably 3 or 4 times a week.
I use the volleyball knee pads for some time in paintball.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, carbons changed the game, but for some time, yes.
By the way, to take a moment to shout out one of our sponsors, that's Stick Gun Veterans. Stick Gun Veterans taking what we used to do as kids, which is pick up sticks and pretend to shoot each other, and they've managed to put a branded clothing line around that idea. So go check them out. I think they have a booth here You can also go check them out online, pick up some of their merch.
Very cool.
I'd like to go to their booth and see them just selling sticks.
That would be funny.
Like here.
You get much time to sneak out of here and
No,
wander around? Or?
Absolutely not. So that's the thing is I talk to friends, when I go home, they're like, oh, my God, did you see this pro game? No. Did you check out the trade show? No. I was lucky to have enough time to go pee between matches.
Yeah, right. I'd imagine.
Yeah. And then I get a plane and go home. All right, WOLFPACK versus Nasty. Nasty's done a good job pulling back within striking range. WOLFPACK hasn't scored a point in a little while. 7:15 on the clock.
Potential double back center here for WOLFPACK. Nasty on that back line is just having a tough time. As WOLFPACK as well leaves from that Dorito 1, 4-on-4. WOLFPACK using that snake insert to play cross to lock down the Doritos as they use the tower heads up on the snake, which will only be so effective considering that they are already in the snake.
Yeah.
It might be time to switch that tower to the D side and play heads up and try to get in the snake if you're WOLFPACK from that Aztec.
So I think from that tower, though, there is an opportunity to shoot down between especially the S2 and S3.
Yes, that is the shot, if any at all.
You can at least do that. But, again, like you said, there's work you can do on the Dorito side, too. So
they're taking their Aztec player, their main snake player, out the game by having him look cross in this instance.
Oh, and it works. Number 99 taking a walk for WOLFPACK. Player still alive in the snake for Nasty. So I wouldn't mind seeing the WOLFPACK see if they can work to get their player into the snake, right?
I would like to see that.
Yeah, number 89, he's locked onto the Dorito side. He's not giving us any body language that said he's ready to get in the snake. That leaves Nasty pretty much uncontested on this snake side. There's a launch to D1.
Makes it clean, and I think there was some ground taken in the middle Dorito side from Nasty.
Yeah, I see that stand-up tower dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely in there.
Which I think the thought was surprise him on that side after surprising him on the snake side the point prior.
But he's out.
Yes.
Did not work. My observation is these stand-up wedges in the middle, you can do a lot of good work from them, especially setting up traps, but the survivability is not great.
Once you get spotted up there, it's not an ideal situation.
No.
Some of those pins have some nasty bounce shots on the wedge on your side of the field.
Number 3 for Nasty, bumping up to this S3. He did it right as WOLFPACK player transitioned to that middle. WOLFPACK player trying to shoot downward.
Yep, WOLFPACK's middle player is hunting for the snake player. Switches to the Dorito side. All while still being held down from the snake side insert for WOLFPACK. Just keeping him honest over there.
You know what? The Nasty player in the snake is unaware of that middle presence for WOLFPACK.
I believe so. I don't know if you saw the reposition from him.
27 keeps looking over to the Dorito side for WOLFPACK. If he stayed on the snake, he might get a free kill here. And a big kill. Nasty player decides to take the inside route, which is kind of unusual, honestly. Big move up to the Dorito side. Looks like there's going to be a trade over there.
I believe so. So that leaves us with at least 2 for the Jesters, if not 3. I think they might have a player in the far Dorito. I'm sorry, Nasty, not the Jesters.
WOLFPACK just lost the middle player. That might just leave the mini tempo for WOLFPACK. No, and the Dorito 3, now Dorito 50. Again, looking
another
for
big bite.
Another maybe a trade. Yeah, they know it now. No, don't go to the mini Dorito. No, don't do it again.
Your favorite spot.
Why? Hey, I'm outnumbered. Let me go to the worst bunker in the field.
Ooh, no one.
Big run up the middle by Nasty.
Nice. I believe 3 unanswered for Nasty.
Yeah.
Nice. 3:30 left in the game. 3-3. I like it.
WOLFPACK's got to get their mojo back.
Yeah, I hear they're getting a little loud. It's good to see.
All right, 3.5 on the clock. So what do you think is the best push side on this field?
In practice, it was definitely the snake, but equally in practice, it did not slow down on the snake side as much as it is at the event. That is kind of how it goes at these events. But I do think there's still openings in that middle, equal to the push plays that teams kind of have tucked away in their back pocket. And yeah, I mean, one point it could be the snake side strong per your scouting sheet, and the next match it could be the Dorito side strong. Just literally making some of these reads off that tower could tell you so much information. I do think there's ways to kind of just get low and ignore a lot of shots on the snake side, avoid pop up on their side of the field, almost Alex Goldman style, if you will.
Yep.
I would like to see that at some point. Some player just put their head down, get in, and go.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned it, I really haven't seen that. I haven't seen a lot of crawl down their side of the snake yet.
It's the opportunity's there. It's inviting you with the way this field was set up. Oilers with the float and then back into the back center does it safely. The Oilers leaving this tower to play one bunker forward up the middle. Still looking snake way, though.
So far, 5 alive, both teams. I believe we might still be doubled up at home for the Jesters. Yep.
This is when comms are the most important in a game. When it's tight like this and you really need every second matters in this instance. Every piece of information is important.
Oilers really using that middle of the field. I think it's working. They took out the mini temple and now the home.
2 kills for the Oilers, yes.
Now he's going to cross the 50. I'm not sure that's going to go very far. No.
I think he takes a little bit more at that tower and may have had some luck there.
Yeah. Oh, right into the goggle. No, that's going to be a trade, sir.
Good trade.
The laws of physics says someone shot each other, but unless there's a much bigger time gap, that's going to be a trade.
Jesters do take some ground on the snake side, which is good to kind of even it up. I think they are mirrored up in snake insert to snake insert. With a Dorito player for the Jesters is just playing inside, at some point it's going to be time to go. Ideally before you lose your teammate on the snake side.
Oilers now crossing the 50 on the Dorito side. He's got backup, so he can take some risks. We got number 26 here for the Oilers.
Like
That's
you said,
Rayfield.
Like you said, 26 saying I believe the 1 is their call for that Dorito. But what should have followed is, yes, the 1 is on me. The 1 is on me, letting the Dorito players know, hey, that highway that you just ran is open.
That was an unnecessarily dramatic dive for the buzzer by the Oiler player.
It was almost a nail biter there. Just enough time, it looks like.
You're right. There were 3 seconds left.
Is there overtime in this division?
Yes.
They added that, correct?
Yeah, there's overtime.
We came close yesterday, then we didn't, and then no one was positive on what the final word was for that.
Yeah, 5-minute overtime. Of course, this is more for the people at home than for you, John. But 5-minute overtime, the first team that scores a point wins. The only way there's going to be more than 1 point in overtime if there's a crazy no-point situation where the last 2 players shoot each other simultaneously or a penalty results in no bodies left on the field.
Nice.
But generally speaking, you're going to see a 1-point take-all.
If overtime stalemates in this division, is there one-on-ones?
Yeah, we go to
nice.
one-on-ones.
Okay, very cool. I like that adjustment.
Yeah, which is great for TV.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Anyone watching loves the one-on-one.
Yep. Have you had to do any one-on-ones for in-leg tournaments?
Yeah, every so often you find yourself in that situation.
I'm asking you, John. Have you got into that one?
No, very rarely have we even came to that situation.
Yeah.
It's not a comfortable position to be in.
Oh, there's so much pressure.
Man,
Good Lord, there's so much pressure.
It's all a little fuzzy now, but I do believe there was one event we went down to one-on-ones.
It's those before and after photos of presidents when they come out with all the gray hair.
Oh yeah,
that's what it's like. That's like being picked for the one-on-one.
I know.
To determine a tournament match. Like, I kind of want it, but no, please don't make it be me.
Yeah, all the marbles ride on that one. That's a big weight on the shoulders of that player.
Yep. You're either going to go out the hero or you're going to spend the whole ride home with your teammates going, don't worry about it, man. We're not mad at you.
Yep. That's
and you know they're mad at you.
Yeah, that one you'll think about when you fall asleep for sure.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Win or lose, really.
All right, we have another knotted-up match. Good work by Nasty coming back into this one. Wolfpack 3-3, 3.5 on the clock.
Yeah, no, very good to see. Both matches especially, but yeah, Nasty to come back down 3 unanswered is good.
So I'd say the average point on this field is taken around 2 minutes, maybe a little bit under 2 minutes. So I think even if you lose a point, whether you're Nasty or Wolfpack, you still got enough time. You can still put together another point tied up. That frees up your coach to be a little bit more aggressive. You don't have to go to
I agree.
Go too conservative. Nasty's going to lose their home player right off the break.
Potential early start. The referee reacted very quick to that. I don't know if a paintball could get down there that quick.
You think it might be an
Take
old
the
hit?
snake. Old, but yeah, I could see that being it too.
Yeah.
Wolfpack also losing
Ooh,
one,
I
making it a
Nasty dives in the snake, but I think he got hit in the pack, so that's out.
maybe 3-on-4 in Wolfpack's favor.
Yeah, well, excuse me, I said Nasty snake player getting hit. It was the Wolfpack. It was the Nasty player. Nasty now moving up to the D3.
Equally, the Wolfpack makes the snake. I would say definitely unrecognized. No one knows he's in there.
No, you're right.
Tower switches back to the snake side looking for it, and now they know after that first engagement.
Oh,
Yeah, right now, you just really want to hear comms past the bunker calls, though. You want to hear, hey, who's on me? Who's looking this way? Who's looking that way? And then start working with your players to really put this together.
Yeah, figure it out.
And close it out, yeah. Either with enough time for another one if you're losing, or in a perfect world, just enough time to hang it and not play another point.
Wolfpack is going to lose their snake tower. Good communication by the Nasty player. Snake 2 at least.
I know that feeling.
That's better. That's a better caveat to tell your teammates that I'm not 100%, but here's the best I know.
Yep. All information is good information, if you ask me. Pack with still the Dorito 1 playing inside. I'm assuming kind of looking for this Nasty player to make him move up at some point.
I'd like to see this Nasty tower player keep his gun. Oh, he's got gun problems. Never mind. I'm not going to criticize him. Yeah, he's doing hopper surgery right now.
Classic. Yeah, not an ideal time for that.
No. Pro tip, non-pro tip, semi-pro tip. If your hopper's not working on the field, most of the time a battery popped out.
Yeah, battery or a fat ball.
Yeah.
Check those.
Yeah,
two.
that happens too.
Wolfpack might just have two. If they could recognize that one of Nasty's guns is down,
yeah, they've just
it would practically be a 2-on-2, even though Nasty has 3 players. The tower's gun is down. The snake player should recognize this and crawl.
Well, I think it's very difficult for that snake player to see the hopper surgery that's going on.
Agreed.
At some point, he may guess it. He may guess it. So, oh, no. Zero's going to take a walk.
Yeah, recognizing that the hopper is busted would be difficult as he chucks it into the net.
We just saw a free shot put event take place on the sidelines here.
Yeah, get that man a new hopper.
Yeah, you gotta say he's got a good underhand sling technique there for throwing his hopper.
Well, we got some passion out of the Nasty player. Always good to see.
Yep.
Yeah, and not even that the player for Wolfpack needed to recognize that his hopper was down, but more or less just that, hey, when I look at him, he's one, not shooting at me, or two, don't even look at him and just realize the paint's not there and proceed forward with that.
I agree. It's a risky feeling making assumption that it's gun down.
100%.
100% now. It's so scary out here, some of the decisions you make.
Some more passion coming from the pits to our left.
All right, Jesters versus Oilers. This is overtime. It's for
Nice.
everything.
I like it. First overtime I'll be watching this weekend.
Yeah. For the Jesters, winning this thing would put them at 3-0. That put them in a great position to get into the playoffs. For Clutch City Oilers, if they lose this, they go down 0-3. They are utterly eliminated. Even if they win it, the odds aren't great. Jesters going to lose their first player on the Dorito side.
Big bite up the middle for the Oilers as the home fills up behind him. Oilers could be up 5 alive with, I would give field position to them as they take the snake clean.
I feel like Jesters are already doing that thing, that clenched defense up, when they lose their first player. And you kind of, there's like a feeling where they just decide to go, nope, let's sit down, use our guns to defend.
Yep, exactly what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of that's mindset. Win fast, lose fast.
Except
it's overtime.
There we go. There's a big move by the Jesters.
Did
up
he get
there.
the guy?
He's going to go bunker him, and it's not going to work. That tower is going to blow up. The Jester player number 55 tried to go bunker out the snake.
Slow and controlled right now, Oilers. You have all the time in the world. Up bodies.
Another Oiler player walking off from that snake tower, though, and there's a minor.
Looking for the other player.
Jesters were doing so well. That just cut their throat, that penalty.
Yeah, with still what would have been 3 minutes and 45 seconds to play prior to that penalty. Maybe just down a body. That's an unfortunate break.
All right, well, there you go. Clutch City Oilers are going to win this match. They're going to go up 1-2 on the weekend. For the Jesters, they're going to drop to 2-1. Not insurmountable. They can take their next match. They still have a real good chance to get in the playoffs. Congrats to the Oilers. All right, we're going back to another wild game here with Wolfpack and Nasty. This has been a great back and forth.
1 minute of game time left.
Wolfpack's got to attack.
I like it.
On these 1 minute games, by the way, this is as an observer and commentator. I know within the first about 15 seconds whether or not a team has any chance of winning a down situation. Because the first 15 seconds, if I see players planting their feet, or especially if they go to their knees, they're not going to attack. Mm-hmm. They're not going to attack in enough time to win this thing.
And with the minute left, that 15 seconds is about all you have to really process what's going on, and then you got about 45 seconds to react.
Go do something. And you can't stop reacting and moving forward. Mm-hmm. You just cannot stop. So once you see players start taking knees or double knees behind a bunker, they're basically telling you as an observer, we're not really trying to win this thing. We think we are, but we're not doing the right things. So here we go. Wolfpack on your left. They're the desperate ones. Huge run up the Dorito side. He's going to go right to the 50. I think he's live. No, he's going to die.
They follow up behind him, though, down the D side and up the middle. The Dorito player takes a walk also. 3 bodies left alive for Wolfpack.
Most of Wolfpack is doing exactly what I said, though. They're keeping moving. Unfortunately, they got a couple Wolfpack players over here. Now they're starting to move up the snake side.
They really like this Aztec in the cross. I would like to see him get in the game here with 30 seconds left as he looks like he's going to fill some ground on the D side. I don't hate it. Wolfpack in the snake. Their middle player ran through. It looks like they have a Dorito insert and snake insert left for Nasty.
There's a chance here.
Snake side's clear for Wolfpack. They have no one against them over there.
Under 20.
Oh, my goodness.
There's an opportunity here. They're heading for it. Is
Beautiful
he clean?
read. Bunkers him clean.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go, Wolfpack. Everything
nice.
I just said about what a team doesn't do to win in the minute, you did the opposite. Well done, Wolfpack.
Yeah, I thought they reacted very well off each other. That first death on the Dorito side, the next player is right behind him. Granted, it didn't work, but I'm sure it turned a gun for the home to fill out Dorito way.
Exactly.
And push the middle.
Exactly. It did work. So you know, in a 1 minute situation, your first wave of bodies, they're going to get chopped up like it's Omaha Beach, and that's okay.
There's intention behind those bodies.
Yeah, you're going to draw guns off you. If you're really Machiavellian, you're going to say it draws the refs off your other players. I'm not endorsing that, but so I'm okay with that as a coach. I'm going to send my first wave. Some of them are going to die. That's going to draw the guns away, and then my second wave can make those moves to the 50s. Well done, Wolfpack. We are under 10 seconds, which means there should not be another point played.
And see, like depending how prepped you are for this situation, a lot of teams would just want to go into overtime. If you, I don't know, a heads-up play as a coach, I think, is to send your weaker line out, play the 9 seconds, and essentially you bought yourself 2 more minutes of game planning going into overtime with the X-ball break here, which isn't ideal. It's a pain in the butt for the refs, but as a coach, if you could use it, in my opinion.
Yeah, the refs are cursing you under your breath when you
big time.
Especially when they just took a timeout with 9 seconds on the clock for the regular time. So I must be thinking of a regional league. But I was understanding under 10 seconds. Some of the other leagues I've been with, they will not run a point under 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was pretty familiar. I was understanding that is the case as well.
But here, where the refs are listening to the coaches, putting in their input whether they want to play that last 9 seconds. So maybe there's been a rule change or something I'm not aware of.
Yeah, they might also have the perfect play drawn up too. You never know. I'll have my notepad out for this one.
Can you or can anyone you know run the length of this field in 9 seconds, regardless of anybody shooting a paintball gun at them?
Yes, I would give it in 9 seconds from buzzer to buzzer, but with all the other variables added, nothing's impossible. But besides maybe that.
Yeah.
Nice, a double overtime here.
Oh yeah.
Nice 4-4. Really going into this one. I mean, I think Wolfpack looked dominant to start, but Nasty then pulled back into it. I think if Wolfpack gets a good breakout, I would like to go with Wolfpack in this one. Per watching this match alone, purely based off of this match.
Okay, so Wolfpack just pulled off a kind of a miracle 50-second game to tie this up. I don't see a 9-second miracle. I suspect both teams are going to come out and squat and just let it run to time. You know what you're really hoping for? It's kind of like when you're in the NFL and you're hoping for an offsides to get you that first down. I think your main hope is that there's a major.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, that swings it right away. Yeah, it keeps it out of overtime.
So maybe double, triple up the home. I'm only seeing 3 body. Oh, there's the 5th body. Okay. They got their 5th body out there.
No, that's pretty cool on the screen. How you could perfect view in the background of the stadium.
Raymond James Stadium.
Yep. Yeah, great venue.
10 seconds.
Hope for your Bears this season?
A little bit. We're always optimistic every year, you know?
We're still in the dynasty hangover mode up in New England.
Okay, yeah.
It's been
yeah.
ugly. All right, here
had
we
a
go.
good run.
Yeah, we did okay. All right, I expect to see this game go to time. Neither team is taking wild
Double
risks.
back center, almost.
Yeah.
Could it be an identical breakout?
I think you might be right.
Game stop.
Yeah, there was no intention by either team to really try to win that in 9 seconds.
Yep.
Again, maybe catch the other team in a major penalty, and that's really low odds. So I had not thought about what you said, and that's a good point. By playing that point out, if your coach wants more time to game plan for overtime, you can drag that process out a little bit.
Being an X-ball, 2 minutes in between games, he essentially just bought himself 4 minutes alone with the time in between, before the 9 seconds and after the 9 seconds. Put your bottom line out there. Your stars get to breathe for 4 minutes, and you're playing one last point fresh as could be.
Yeah.
As much time possible to game plan. Certain situations, I think that's valuable, especially with it kind of as close as this is. You got, let everyone's mindsets get right, everyone on the same page, go out there and execute. Hopefully they took advantage of that time, and we have a good overtime here.
Come up with something intricate, pushing the chess pieces around on the board. I would most likely scenario I'm going to see here is a relatively conservative breakout. In overtime, most teams go real conservative on their game plan. Rarely do you see a team take big risks in overtime. I mean, big risks later in the field, but on the later in the point, but not on the breakout.
Spot on. I have noticed that WOLFPACK and Nasty, I would say, have had success using that middle. I wonder if either one of them have something up their sleeve to utilize that in this overtime point.
So maybe you give your snake tower an option play. You say go to the snake, go to the snake tower. Use your own wisdom to decide whether to immediately go up to that 50 or if to hold up.
Yep. And teams playing that tower as much as they do, as soon as you're not in it, they're still expecting you there. That's a good way to potentially generate a kill.
20 seconds.
Are you allowed to have picks in this?
Sure you are, but it usually works against you. So.
The commentator curse.
Yeah, it's never a good idea. You got any money on you? You want to put money on this?
No, I do not.
You get your cleats. Those are nice cleats.
You don't want these.
All right, here we go.
Tower, and Nasty is going to go one past the tower on the snake side.
Nasty's going to get into the snake immediately. They're into the D1. They're spread pretty wide across the back. Nasty, a good opening position. They lose their middle player, though, so down a body immediately.
Was 5 alive for just 15 seconds.
Huge run up into the snake 50 brick by number 0 for WOLFPACK. Is he alive?
Follows him up. He is clean.
He's alive. That's huge.
Wow. I hope that if he read it how I think he did, he read off the middle guy dying, and it had free reign to come all the way down that snake side.
Unfortunately, I think he took a core sample, and he's having to clean out his barrel there.
And if they know he's there, the Dorito one for Nasty can shoot the bounce shot, which they just did.
Oh, he's dead.
Unfortunate. Not over yet for WOLFPACK, though. They still have people to insert.
All right, so I think we're 4 on 5 in favor of Nasty. WOLFPACK with a great run up to that snake brick, but couldn't stay alive.
WOLFPACK took a big bite on the D side after Nasty hit the Dorito 2 and the snake.
No, and he's going to die doing it. They've lost players going to take both 50s. I like the aggression, but...
I do too. It's, unfortunate break, though.
I suspect their Dorito runner might have gotten shot on the run-in. For the snake is more frustrating because he got there alive. Couldn't stay alive. Now Oliver is going to take the snake brick himself.
Really, in my opinion, the WOLFPACK is in 2 out of the best 3 positions to be in when down bodies. I would like to see their home get to that Dorito, and really then they're in an all-right spot still.
Oliver needs to drop back. That D3 is putting too much pressure on him. He can't stay alive there for very long.
Yep, I would like to see him crawl forward and set the trap for the snake player.
Sure, but he can't stay there.
No.
He cannot stay there. Sooner or later, one of those balls is going to catch the top of that snake beam and angle down right into his head.
I'm not sure how much you're allowed to even really push under that before you're altering it. He's got a little space.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. It's up to the ref's discretion.
Still at least 4 alive for Nasty. Yes, because they lost the first player. 4 alive for Nasty.
There you go.
One up
There's
the middle, and he makes it back safely. Very nice.
Nice scuttle.
Wolfpack's players does make it out of the back center and is now in the Dorito insert. Unless they do have... No, I believe just 3 for Wolfpack.
I don't love this. The Nasty home player is going to decide to slide over to the snake side. I think that kind of gives up pressure on the Dorito. These Nasty really doesn't have a Dorito presence now. They do have the D3. I take it back.
Yes,
fool.
one lone guy over
I'm
there.
a fool.
But yeah, kind of on an island, but as long as he understands that,
their
he'll
home
be
players,
all right.
The original home player is going to get blown up standing up in the back of the snake.
Ooh, as the tower takes a walk, and the Dorito insert might be hit. Yes, he is. 1 on 3. Nasty's favor. The guy's clearing down the field like he doesn't know the snake's there. He's going to die. Now they know the snake's there. He's going to wrap and die too.
No, Oliver seemed to has a lucky
Okay,
charm.
2 on 1. 2 on 1. Nasty's favor still.
Oliver could jump around highway and bunker him out if he wanted to.
This is, I would like to really see Nasty communicate across the field. Dorito to snake, hey, he's on me. And they
There
do
it is.
complete
There's the
the
kill.
job. Nice. After 3 unanswered, Nasty pulls it out 5-4 in overtime, pending a clean hang.
Who was yelling dead play? Anyways, great work by Nasty. Looks like they're going to, as long as it's a clean hang.
Not bad. Way to be Nasty.
I think the Nasty player is getting a talking to from the ref for calling himself a dead player. Yeah.
Yeah, just a little more communication when closing out that point avoids that player for Nasty running to his death.
Game finish.
But yeah, way to be Nasty.
All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Nasty. What a great match for them. Pulling that one out. I got to say, Wolfpack did a great job attacking during that point. They just couldn't stay alive during those attacks.
Yep, too big of a butt. Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Well, congratulations to them. Again, thanks to, by the way, thanks to BKI for helping us sponsor this broadcast. It's support like that helps us be here for you to watch. And if you can, go support the sponsors. So, John, thank you so much for joining us. Any closing thoughts?
No, thank you for having me. Good luck to all the teams out here this weekend. Other than the semi-pro ones, we want it.
Good luck to none of the teams that are standing in your way, which I think is just
exactly.
one team left, right?
Yeah, today just Nasty.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, had my clipboard out, taking notes. I was joking. No clipboard. But yeah, should be a good game either way.
All right. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you for having me, Matt. I
Good
appreciate
luck.
it.
Thank you, guys. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with more NXL action.
Take care.